Hi, I'm Scott Sipker.
And I'm Amanda Mullen. Welcome to the latest edition of Iowa Outdoors. On this episode of Iowa Outdoors, we go deep with Lloyd Cunningham, whose passion is photographing what lies below the surface of Lake Okoboji. We go to Charles City, where they've created a new whitewater raceway designed to draw a mix of people who find their fun on top of the water. Chef John Benedict will show you how to impress your friends and thrill the kids by preparing pizza on the grill. And we have the latest news from the Eagle's Nest in Decorah, Iowa. We'll have all that and more.
So sit tight. Iowa Outdoors is about to begin.
Funding for Iowa Outdoors was provided through a REAP Conservation Education Program grant. Up to $350,000 are available annually to support educational projects about Iowa's natural resources. Information is available at www.iowadnr.gov. The Gilchrist Foundation, founded by Jocelyn Gilchrist, furthering the philanthropic interest of the Gilchrist family in wildlife and conservation, medical care and social services, the arts and public broadcasting, and disaster relief.
Many of Iowa's natural wonders you'll find on IPTV can be found in Iowa Outdoors magazine, the Iowa DNR's premier resource for conservation, education, and recreation activities. Subscription information can be found online at iowadnr.gov.
We're here at Honey Creek Resort, located in southern Iowa's Appanoose County. Iowa's first state park resort opened in 2008.
Covering 825 acres, Honey Creek Resort is located on the northern shore of Iowa's second largest body of water, Rathbun Lake.
The 11,000-acre lake is the signature draw here. Rathbun was created decades ago for flood control when the Army Corps of Engineers plugged the flow at the Chariton River.
The water management project was big enough to draw President Richard Nixon as the keynote speaker in 1971.
Man-made dams are the cornerstone for many Iowa lakes. For years, Iowa's towns and cities utilized different tools to modify and slow the flow of Iowa's streams and rivers.
In Charles City, one community has built what they hope will be a waterway to prosperity by turning the Cedar River into Iowa's first whitewater project.
Who would have thought something like this could ever happen in Iowa?
This is a world-class feature. I've boated a number of places around the country, and I've played in a fair number of places. I've played at some actual play features, like at Salida in Colorado. This is by far and away, I don't want to diminish the quality of that park, but this park is equally every bit as good. It's fantastic.
Iowa's first whitewater course is now fully operational. Kayakers from across the state and Midwest are flocking to Charles City and the hydraulic features specially designed for fast-paced paddling.
But the project wasn't without its challenges. A low-flow dam had to be changed to make a safer passage for kayakers.
Planning and construction costs led Charles City to invest $1 million in the downtown whitewater project.
Community leaders were approached by paddlers like Steve Oliver and Ty Graham, who dreamed of an Iowa whitewater course for much of the past decade. The river's low-flow dam in Charles City, similar to those utilized across the state, are known as death traps for anyone caught in the churning waters. Engineers sought to remove a top section of the dam, creating a water feature that was safe but still challenging.
No other place like this for about 800 miles from here. This is the only thing like this. We've played at old broken down dams, which is, what you got to do in Iowa, but this is great to have someplace safe to come play.
When paddlers presented the whitewater course to Charles City officials in 2006, the project very quickly gained steam.
We're ready to get going on it, and then the flood hit, so the state pulled the money for that, so for flood recovery.
The floods of 2008 raised the Cedar River to historic levels, devastating communities and potentially dooming the Whitewater Park project. But Charles City redoubled its efforts.
Construction crews spent the majority of the winter and spring assembling not only the water flow, but the waterfront as well. All of these large rocks that line the new course had to be brought in by heavy equipment.
The people of Charles City hope that the Cedar Rivers project will bring in lots of visitors, but the green places along the bank are just as important.
Plans are designed to draw not only the seasoned kayakers, but casual park goers as well.
Green spaces up and down the riverfront provide a scenic view of action on the water and an open invitation to enjoy a sometimes forgotten asset. When the park opened in 2011, kayakers from near and far discovered a variety of options.
3 major water features line the whitewater course. Ranging from beginner to advanced, each feature provides a new spin on the Cedar River.
Entering the whitewater course at its upstream point, you'll first encounter Dam Drop, or Double D. Once the site of the Charles City Low Flow Dam, it's now a safe churn of the Cedar River.
My favorite is probably the dam drop, the top one. It's just really easy. You can sit up there and surf for, feels like half an hour at a time. It's not, but it feels like it. But I can do anything up there. I learned how to loop up there. I learned how to flat spin up there, which is turning your boat all the way around, so.
Next up is Doc's Drop, a water feature that has already developed a serious reputation.
The middle one's named after me. My nickname's Doc, so it's kind of a monster at most levels.
Clearly the middle feature, Doc's Drop, the really major rodeo hole, really requires your undivided attention. When I go and paddle out there, I know that I really need to be on my game. It's exceedingly powerful.
The third and final drop is Exit Exam, and draws plenty of paddlers to the downstream section.
Exit Exam down here, a lot of fun. Part of the beauty of this feature, these 3 features, is that at different levels, it presents different opportunities. So it would be hard to pin down which one's my favorite. On a different day, at different levels, any one of them could clearly get my attention and keep it easily.
If you're looking for a calmer path with less turbulence, each water feature has a safety chute, so a first-timer can bypass the expert section.
This course isn't just for kayakers. Hundreds of tubers glide through Whitewater Park every week. Young adults and families can find local businesses nearby that have begun renting tubes. The water is even safe enough for a pair of TV hosts.
In the back of your head, even though you know you're totally safe out here, there's so many people and you're wearing all the proper equipment, there's in that back of your mind you're thinking, well, this is nature and it's pretty powerful.
It's fun. It's a little shocker to the system at first, because the first time you go through, you get flipped over, but the second time you go through, it's a lot of fun.
On a sunny day in mid-July, the Cedar River flow rate is 2,500 cubic feet per second, or CFS. Different rates generate dramatic changes in the water features.
Today is a testament of the raw nature of Iowa's streams and rivers. Heavy rains from southern Minnesota just days ago created a rush of water downstream.
The water flow was 500 cubic feet per second 48 hours ago. Today, it's at 9,000 cubic feet per second, making the course unsafe until the flow rate drops.
In only a matter of days, those water levels drop back into a safe zone, leaving the course open for adventure seekers from across the country.
They had somebody here from Oregon. I know that there have been people here from Nebraska and people from Kansas, so Minnesota, Wisconsin. People are hearing about this and realizing what a great place it is, so it's great to be out with other boaters.
Once you get the people excited about it, you know, you can take care of your river. You can get something like this going for your community. You know, it brings economic impact. People come, stay in town, eat at the restaurants. That's what we do when we come up here.
The Charles City Main Street is just a stone's throw away from the Cedar River.
Experts predict that visitors to the nearby water project will spend anywhere from $45 to $75 each day in Charles City. That could be a great economic boost to any Iowa town.
With Iowa's first whitewater project operational, could there be more in our future? diehard paddlers concede that it takes tremendous community effort and financial backing, and we're in tough economic times.
You know, have a vision and get it done. Charles Cities, when they first heard it, they thought it was the best idea ever, and they pursued it and didn't let the naysayers deter them one bit.
The Decorah Eagle's Nest is still one of the most popular streaming videos online. In late June, people all over the world watched as 3 young eaglets spread their wings and left their nest for the first time.
With their ultimate destination unknown, raptor specialist Bob Anderson set out to safely capture one of the young eaglets and fit it with a satellite transmitter. But to do that, takes a team of experts and a lot of patience. Iowa Outdoors is there to capture all the action.
In late July, Bob Anderson turned off the live streaming video that allowed the world to witness a pair of eagles nurse 3 eggs into healthy eaglets. The website was visited more than 205 million times as viewers watched the raptors mature and finally leave the nest on June 16th. But Nest Cam fans and even Bob Anderson, a raptor specialist, did not know the eventual destination of these young eaglets.
Everybody asks me what happened to the babies from last year. And that's a question that I've heard since we've been filming at this nest, and we can't answer it. So by putting a satellite transmitter on one of the babies this year, we'll be able to follow it for years and years and years, get GPS coordinates, and we'll learn. We'll find out where these babies roam until they reach adulthood and eventually establish their own nest site.
To achieve his goal of fitting one of the eaglets with a GPS transmitter, Anderson began leaving fish out for the trio of young eagles. According to Anderson, all 3 were practically eating right out of his hand. But on July 11th, when he attempted to trap one of the birds, they became apprehensive and wary of the bait.
We thought for sure that we'd just catch one right away within the first few minutes, so it was obvious that it was maybe the strings, the traps, maybe the extra people, but something changed, so we had to change options.
The following day, Anderson returned with a second trap known as a pan dam. The pan dam, which works by snaring the foot of the bird, was easier to hide, making it less conspicuous than the bow net. By midday, however, the eagles were still not showing much interest in the fish that were being used as bait. Just as Anderson was about to call it a day, 2 of the young eagles swooped in for a closer look.
Howdy, I was kind of convinced that we'd missed our window of opportunity because all of last week I had them almost eating out of my hand, and then yesterday and today it's just like they weren't even looking for food. They didn't seem to be hungry at all. Go. It was a huge relief off my shoulder when I was able to grab that leg of that bird, because I knew once I got a hold of that leg, I knew we were home free. I knew we were going to get a transmitter on it, and so I immediately became elated. We got it. Perfect.
Congratulations.
Once captured, the eagle is identified as a female and tagged with an identification band before the satellite transmitter was fitted. Feathers will eventually hide the custom harness made of Teflon ribbon. The transmitter, capable of tracking the eagle anywhere in the world, is solar-powered and weighs only 55 grams. Since 1998, Brett Mandernack has fitted 17 eagles with GPS satellite transmitters. All of those eagles, however, nested in Canada and migrated south.
This is a little different than what I've been doing. These are birds that are born and raised here, so it'll be really interesting to see what kind of movements they show. Where do these young of the year go? In that first year, we don't really know.
The longest functioning eagle transmitter lasted 7 years, and the transmitter does not hinder the bird in flight whatsoever. While it will provide an opportunity for everyone to track one of the Decorah eagles now that it's left the nest, it will also provide unprecedented scientific data for ornithologists.
The parents don't migrate. They stay here year-round. But do the babies migrate? We don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to answer that question. We're actually going to learn a little bit of science here, and we're real excited about that.
The high-tech eagle is now referred to as D1 for Decorah First Satellite. You can keep track of D1 by going to raptorresource.org. First click on What's New, then on Where is D1?
The main lobby here at Honey Creek stands as the culmination of a multi-decades dream. As early as the 1960s, state officials sought to construct a state park resort in order to draw visitors from inside and outside Iowa's borders. But Honey Creek's journey from concept to completion was decades in the making. When planners envisioned Iowa's first state park resort, a main lodge was the focal point. More than a hotel, this lodge serves as the cornerstone of a recreation destination. The Preserve, a 7,000-yard layout designed by a Midwestern firm, combines golf and natural landscapes, providing rolling vistas of prairie grasses and the estuaries of Lake Rathbun. The Preserve draws golf enthusiasts from expert to casual. In addition to a sprawling golf course, visitors can grab some sun and waves at the beach below Honey Creek Resort. Visitors can sign up for kayak lessons and venture out on the Lake Rathbun water trail. And if it's too hot outside, the lodge is a great place to cool off, kick back, and maybe get caught up on the newest edition of Iowa Outdoors.
Summer is best spent outside around the grill. And if you love the taste of food cooked over an open flame, but you're in a burger or broth rut, Chef John Benedict has a suggestion that's easy to cook, and your friends and family just might be impressed.
Big trend today in restaurants is wood-fired pizzas or grilled-style pizzas. And today I'm going to show you how to take a pizza right from your grill at home or while you're out camping and make it for the whole family. What I have here is some pre-made pizza doughs that I was able to buy at the store, and I've oiled them up with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm just going to push it with a fork in some spots to keep some big bubbles from happening when we grill it. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-cook this dough on the grill for maybe 2 minutes aside, just to get them cooked and going for us. And then we'll pull them off and top them. A couple minutes aside. Well, our pizza doughs have been cooking for just a couple minutes now, and we don't have to worry too much on it because we oiled them up. They should just flip right over, should not fall through the grill or stick to the grill grates much at all. And they're looking really good. Got some nice grill marks going on with them. I'm going to go ahead and take them off and set them on my cutting board here. We're going to go ahead and top them with all the ingredients. We're going to make 2 different pizzas today. We're going to make a margarita pizza. I like to put down a little extra pesto to start my margarita pizza out, and then some fresh Iowa tomatoes, some fresh mozzarella cheese, and we're going to put down some fresh basil that I've gotten out of the garden this morning. We're also going to make a barbecue chicken pizza. We'll start with a little bit of the barbecue sauce, put it right over the pizza crust that we've already grilled off slightly on one side. Put down some pieces of grilled chicken, a little bit of sweet corn, and some roasted red peppers. And you can put any ingredients you want on it, any sauce you want to start with, or any cheese you want to use. You just want to use some cheese that's got a nice melting part to it, and something that'll just smooth out as it melts and give you a nice good flavor. And I do like to put a little bit of extra cheddar on it, just to give it that color and that barbecue kind of feel. And once my pizza's ready to go, I'm going to use a spatula. I'm going to set it right on my nice hot grill. And it'll probably take about 5 to 6 minutes to cook this pizza. While that pizza's going, I'm going to show you how to make a margarita pizza. We're going to start with a little of this basil pesto. We're going to spread that out on our pre-made crust. And like I said, you can use any crust or any dough you like. These pre-made crusts at the store are really ideal for backpacking because they're snow prep and they're really easy to use. We got some really nice Iowa fresh tomatoes. Some fresh basil that I've picked right from the garden this morning. And this is what really makes this pizza nice and fresh tasting. We're just going to leave them in whole leaves and spread them out. And this pizza then gets topped with a fresh mozzarella, and it's ready to go right on our grill. You know, one of the good things about making grilled pizzas at home is it gets everybody outside and doing something on the grill more than just hamburgers and hot dogs. Gets the kids involved, and if you're having a party, everybody can bring over their own favorite ingredients and make their own favorite pizzas. Well, Hannah, that's a great looking pizza. Now that everybody's made their pizza, I can go ahead and put it right on the grill, and about 5 or 6 minutes later, it'll be cooked. You know, cooking pizzas on the grill at home is really easy to do. Be very careful when you're doing it that you don't burn your crust, watch your temperature, and you'll succeed in cooking some great wood-fired oven pizzas at home.
Recreation in Iowa's lakes contributes millions of dollars to local economies every year. But have you ever wondered what lies beneath the surface of Iowa's Great Lakes? That curiosity led Lloyd Cunningham, a photographer, to don his scuba gear and explore the underwater treasures of Lake Okoboji.
I have a real passion for underwater photography, and I have a real love of the Iowa Great Lakes and West Lake Okoboji. I've dived in the Clearwater Springs in Florida, I've dived in the Keys, the Caribbean, and even in the Baja Peninsula, but this is my favorite place to dive.
Weeks before a summertime rush of visitors flood the cool waters of West Lake Okoboji, Lloyd Cunningham is already here. Donning a wetsuit with scuba gear in hand, Lloyd prepares for an icy dip in 40-degree water.
I didn't gain any weight this winter, it just got softer. It's a challenge. This is not recreational diving to dive in 40-degree water, and dives are generally short. I typically dive in this cold water not more than once a day, and a dive of not more than about 35 minutes because you will chill all the way to the core.
This excursion is much more than recreation. It's a trip back in time. From a 1940s ice truck to 100-year-old structures, Cunningham opens an underwater gateway for the rest of us.
The bottom of the lake is a time capsule, in my view, of collectibles, of interesting parts of the lake's history and past. That's, I think, the major draw of the lake for me. Every dive in West Lake Okoboji is a treasure hunt.
Lloyd, a retired newspaper photographer for the Argus Leader in Sioux Falls, spent his weekdays documenting fires, accidents, and Friday night football. He spent his free time here at West Lake Okoboji. Much to the surprise of many longtime Iowans, this glacial water body is a hidden scuba diving gem.
The lake is 134, 138 feet deep, depending upon where you actually drop your depth finder. And that depth lends itself to clear water. Anything that falls into the lake, sediment, silts, and sands that you'd see in Midwest lakes, all settles through that top layer of water down to the bottom, leaving the top very, very clear.
Okoboji was formed by the Wisconsin Glacier more than 100,000 years ago. One of only 3 blue water lakes in the entire world, visibility can extend 40 feet during peak periods. However, that window is only briefly open. The spring days of mid-May present the best opportunity to catch a glimpse of the lake bottom. We journeyed alongside Lloyd from the water's edge to a structure brimming with fish.
There's a tower in the bottom of the lake. This was a water intake built by the city of Milford in about 1917. The tower is roughly 15 feet tall. It's a crib full of stone at the bottom, and it holds upright an 8-inch iron pipe. It was built on the ice and then lowered to the bottom in 30 feet of water. That tower provided water for drinking water and fire protection water for the town of Milford until about 1945. It's been replaced by other intakes now, but it's still a haven for panfish and a hunting ground for walleye and pike.
Lloyd has clocked more than 350 dives in Okoboji, and while his first-hand accounts keep him coming back, it is underwater photography that has captivated residents and tourists alike.
It was amazing to me the first time I was on the bottom of this lake, I recognized that I could actually make pictures here. Making a good underwater photograph is a balance of working with the water, working with the light, working with the visibility that you have, and taking all those into account as you approach the dive and make the photograph.
One of his signature photos is a 1940s-era ice truck resting for more than 50 years below the surface, but it requires expert navigation to find. Motoring out to the center of West Lake, Lloyd found his spot in a matter of minutes.
On the bottom of West Lake Okoboji is something called the ice truck. In 1948, it slipped off the ice and sank into 22 feet of water in the middle of Smith's Bay. When I began diving in 1992, I'd heard that the truck was out there, but I could not find anybody who had actually seen it, and most divers had assumed it had rusted away. It has become the most popular dive site, I think, on West Lake Okoboji now.
Much of the floating matter in these images was stirred up by our divers. The swirling sediment can create a dark and hazy image. It's just one of the reasons underwater photography requires skill and patience.
Good diving practice is that you always dive with a buddy, but when you are diving in water with a bottom as soft as this bottom that can easily be stirred up by a random or clumsy kick of a fin, you lose the visibility that you're after when you're trying to make good quality underwater images. So in that case, I mostly dive alone.
The ice truck, underwater shipwrecks, fish sanctuaries. These are images that have captivated Lloyd during his dives. But so have the stories behind them. Lloyd says his photographs have drawn the attention of local historians, always curious if he has come across a relic from decades ago.
They'll have seen a boat sink from their lakeside cabin, and they want to know if I know the details, or they'll ask me what I've seen at the bottom of the lake. It seems to generate a lot of discussion about what's down there, and I guess that's all part of the fun. Sometimes I discover things that I didn't know were there. Every dive in West Lake Okoboji is a treasure hunt, because you never know what kind of an artifact you may recover when you dive in this beautiful lake.
That wraps up this edition of Iowa Outdoors. We hope you've enjoyed the journey from Honey Creek Resort to Charles City, Decorah, Okoboji, and back again.
And if you want to revisit any of our stories or link family and friends to them, go to our website at iptv.org/Iowa Outdoors.
And after you visit us online, maybe you'll find a reason to visit one of Iowa's many outdoor destinations.
Funding for Iowa Outdoors was provided through a REAP Conservation Education Program grant. Up to $350,000 are available annually to support educational projects about Iowa's natural resources. Information is available at www.iowadnr.gov. The Gilchrist Foundation, founded by Jocelyn Gilchrist, furthering the philanthropic interest of the Gilchrist family in wildlife and conservation, medical care and social services, the arts and public broadcasting, and disaster relief.
Many of Iowa's natural wonders you'll find on IPTV can be found in Iowa Outdoors magazine, the Iowa DNR's premier resource for conservation, education, and recreation activities. Subscription information can be found online at iowadnr.gov.